The Theory of Everything.
I guess I have to start by getting this out of my system. Just know that I resisted the urge to do the entire review like this. Penis. Testicles.
James Marsh's The Theory of Everything is less a biopic about Stephen Hawking and more about the relationship that he had with his first wife. It opens in 1963 with a young and able-bodied Stephen Hawking, played by Eddie Redmayne, meeting a bright-eyed fellow Cambridge PhD candidate Jane Wilde, played by Felicity Jones. One a physics student and one a literature student, they bond instantly.
You see how the men's shirts glow more than the women's dresses?
Yes.
Do you know why?
Why?
Tide.
The washing powder.
The fluorescence in the washing powder is caught by the UV light.
Why do you know that?
As their relationship blossoms, and as Stephen chooses time and the creation of the universe as his thesis topic, his body slowly deteriorates. He's diagnosed with motor neuron disease, maybe because viral crowdfunding hadn't been invented yet, and he's given 2 years to live. Despite Stephen all but giving up on himself, and his insistence that she's wasting her time with him, Jane stays and they soon marry.
I want us to be together for as long as we've got.
It'll affect everything.
Stephen becomes Dr. Hawking after he presents his theory about how black holes were responsible for the creation of the universe, and he becomes a world-renowned physicist after he gives a lecture about the visibility of black holes. But Stephen's fame, his deteriorating health, and taking care of their 2 children puts enormous strain on Jane and their relationship. Like I said, the movie isn't really about Stephen Hawking and his accomplishments or the specifics of the science behind them. As someone who studied aerospace engineering in college, this was slightly disappointing. As an objective moviegoer, this was probably for the best. There are a couple of clever ideas hinted at, like how Stephen theorizes you can reverse time to model the beginning of the universe, and meanwhile, time is moving forward, working against Stephen. But the vast majority of the movie is Stephen and Jane's story. This makes it more universal, as digging into theoretical physics, while fascinating, would probably alienate a lot of viewers, while everyone can relate to a love story and overcoming odds. So does the movie work as just a standalone love story? The risk of focusing entirely on one relationship is that the strength of the movie now falls on your 2 main characters. And I'd be lying if I said I was impressed with the chemistry between Redmayne and Jones. Taken separately, their performances were both great, for different reasons, which I'll get into. But their scenes together weren't enough to carry the movie for me. That said, the performances of both the leads are outstanding. As someone who publicly trashed Eddie Redmayne's performance in Les Miserables 2 years ago, he has made me eat my words. His physical transformation is crazy good, he disappears into his character, and he plays Stephen Hawking better than I thought possible. Is it as good as Daniel Day-Lewis's equally physical performance as Christy Brown in My Left Foot? No, but then again, Eddie Redmayne isn't Daniel Day-Lewis. The impressiveness of Redmayne's performance is most of the physicality of it. The impressiveness of Felicity Jones' performance, on the other hand, is the subtlety of it. I was expecting / hoping for a performance like this out of Redmayne, but Felicity Jones' performance surprised me. She honestly carries the entire second half of the movie, as it's mostly about Jane's struggle. The struggle to support the man that she promised to stand beside. Even when it gets tough, even when he's stubborn, even when she thinks that she'd probably be happier without him. And she is given some outs, but she's hard and firm in her commitment. And in these scenes in particular, Joan shines. Her performance is helped by the fact that her character is surprisingly well written. I was expecting the underwritten female supporting role that's become the standard for these biopics. Hey, Imitation Game. But she's written with more character and personality than Stephen is. By far, actually. This is probably because the movie's adapted from Jane Wilde's memoirs, but still. It's a fairly standard romantic drama at its core, but it's anchored by 2 great performances, and it's made more interesting by Stephen's transformation into the Stephen Hawking we all know today. So until they adapt his book, A Brief History of Time, into a movie, I'll take it. But seriously, adapt that into a movie.
Sorry, did you say something?
I said, thank you.